Welcome back to Retirement News Online. Well, surveys of CPA planners every year seem to indicate one important fact, that most of their clients' main fear is running out of money in retirement. My guest is Mike Seibert, who practices in Allentown, Pennsylvania. So Mike, thanks for joining us today, and tell us what you think are the factors that contribute to all this fear.
Thanks for having me, Scott. There are a lot of factors that determine and cause fear in retirement planning. The first goes back to pension plans. Before 1980, there was nothing but pension plans. The employer put all the money in, so the employer was at risk for that. And then upon distribution, when the employee retired, the employer was also at risk to pay it out for the life of the husband and most of the time the spouse. And then 1980 rolled along and the 401k was created. And what that did was it was a cheaper retirement alternative for a company's employees. And now the employee was at risk to put the money in. The employee was at risk to then take it out. And that's where the problem comes into play, is when a person retires without any guarantees, they're on their own. And when they're on their own, the issues, and there's a lot of issues that come into play, but the biggest one right now, and why it's becoming a lot more of a forefront in the industry, is the first generation of 401k participants are in probably their late 70s, early 80s, and they're running out of money. So our industry needs to do something. And when I talk about industry, I talk about not only the investment industry, but also the insurance industry.
So I think many of us in the industry take it for granted that most people understand the difference between the accumulation phase and the distribution phase. Just to make sure, can you explain the difference? With my clients, I use a good analogy that I've been using for a while. It's the objective of climbing a mountain. It's really not to get to the top of the mountain, it's to get back down safely. So there's two phases of a person's financial life. One is the accumulation phase, and we really need one economic power, which is the investment industry, to help you get up the mountain. Now, the day that you retire, you're at the top of the mountain. How do you get back down safely? How do you avoid, running out of money? Well, what we really need to do is bring the second economic power into play, which is the insurance industry. We insure everything: our cars, our homes, our incomes, our life. And we really haven't in the past insured and helped a person or a couple retire using the insurance industry. And that's really an actuarial science power. Finally, Mike, a couple of strategies that are gaining popularity is allocating part of the portfolio to a fixed indexed annuity or an immediate annuity. Can you talk about how they work?
Well, those are actuarial science-based products. They're wonderful distribution products. They're becoming a lot more popular today because of the lack of pension plans. A pension plan is really an immediate annuity. It's the employers putting all this money in for all the employees, and then the employer promising to pay out a distribution to all the employees. Well, right now, those are gone. Those are very few and far between. So what we teach clients to do is take the accumulation, some of them, not all of it, take a portion of the accumulated money that they have at retirement and use this other economic power to give them guarantees. Because there's two types of income streams a client needs to make sure they are aware of in retirement. It's really the amount that they need per month, but then let's break it down into how much is a definite amount that they need per month for all their basic living expenses. And there's discretionary. So what we suggest is the amount of money that you need guaranteed on a monthly basis. Let's take a look at the insurance industry to help us get that. And the rest of the money we can leave in the investment industry, which is another economic power for discretionary expenses, vacations, etc.
Great, Mike. Thanks again for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, Scott.
That was Mike Seibert, who practices in Allentown, Pennsylvania. And thank you for watching Retirement News Online.